Nutrition is something that I definitely need to improve. I definitely haven't fueled properly today. Good morning. You join me today for a long ride. It's going to be the second longest that I've ever done. We're going to do about 145k down to Ditchling Beacon and back again from southwest London. Just finished getting all my kit on. I've had my porridge, filled my bottles up, got my fuel in my pocket, and we are just about ready to go. So I shall see you out there. Just under 5k in, so it barely got underway. Already hit our first snag. Gate for a park was shut, so we're just taking a detour down a residential alley at the moment to try and get back on track. Passed through the village of Ditchling. Very pretty. It's my first time down here, and in order to get through to Ditchling you pass through Haywards Heath, which was the scene of my very first bonk. I've been cycling for long at all, maybe like 1 or 2 weeks, and decided to try and do a 50 odd k course, and was completely unprepared. Didn't have any food with me. I was wearing my girlfriend's jersey. Had a pair of trainers that now belong for the garden work. So then passing through Haywards Heath, I absolutely fell apart. We were going to visit some of my partner's friends for the very first time. I arrived on their doorstep looking like a pile of wet clothes. Could barely hold myself up, couldn't speak. Yeah, fantastic introduction. If you haven't bonked before, although it's not something I would recommend per se, I think it's useful to happen once, just so you understand how horrible it is, and you know to avoid it as much as possible in the future. Nutrition is something that I definitely need to improve. I have a tendency to undereat. I just get kind of lost in the moment, but especially with training for this ultra, it's something I'm going to have to be really disciplined with. Just popped quick energy gel before we start our ascent. That's our combination of solid food and gels on the longer rides, otherwise you just end up with a load of liquid sloshing about the beacon. Here we go. It turns out I've actually gone the wrong way, so that'll teach me to cabin on. I'm going to go and find the actual start of the route, because this is not it. This is a bit more like it. Reminds me of Rocacorba, which is a very well-known climb in Girona. Let's hope it's not as hard as that. Right, I believe that is the first part done, unless that's the whole thing. I'm not sure. View is absolutely stunning. What a lovely sunny day. The cows are out in force. The classic commute ride cycling off-route segment. I have no idea where I'm going here. So it turns out that was actually it. I a bit overestimated Ditchling Beacon slightly. However, still a nice climb if you want to get out and stretch your legs. And then you can also nip into Brighton for fish and chips after. Cows aren't so appealing when you're downwind of them, I must admit. Didn't manage to get any footage going up really. There were quite a lot of cars behind me. And as mentioned, I overestimated how long it would be. So apologies for that. However, scenery is unreal up here. What a lovely blue sky. Perfect day to be out on the bike. So just coming up to 100k down, and I'm admittedly starting to feel a bit leggy. Probably haven't fueled enough, so I think we might be in the trenches. So 111k down. I've just had a quick pit stop to get some fuel. Got a boost bar, McCoy's, a couple of pork pies, so hopefully that's enough to get me home. Starting to feel it a little bit now. It's gone from enjoyable to potentially the start of the suffering stage, but again, that's all part and parcel of it. Okay, so we've had some sugar, some salt, more water, and pork pies. I'm not sure what they what category they sit in, probably just fat, but they are delicious. Short sharp hill there that I could have done without. Not sure this pork pie is going to cut the mustard. My legs feel like at the moment. I'm currently 120k in. It's definitely starting to feel it now. My legs, my backside, my back itself. My tolerance for impatient drivers, that's low. So about 25k left to go now. Definitely haven't fueled properly today. Should have had more before this late period. So that's today's lesson learned. Right, we have a horrible hill. Just 20 km to go. So we're going to drop down into the granny gear and just spin away. If anyone ever makes you feel bad about using the granny gear, don't let them. It might be easier, but life is hard sometimes. Oh, horrible. Big day out in the saddle, so that's about 145 odd kilometres done in the end. Very much touch and go at one point of whether or not I was actually going to make it back. Everything hurts. Definitely need to eat more when I'm on the bike in future. Don't feel too bad now that I'm actually back, and I also managed to get flowers and a Valentine's Day card, so I'm not in hot water either. Let me know in the comments if you have any tips on what's best for fueling. What do you like to eat when you're out and about on the bike? And I will see you at the next one. Cheers guys.